For the top story tonight. Very provocative statement made by the former governor of Arkansas, Mike Huckabee. Says President Obama has, quote, disdain for Israel. Joining us now from Little Rock is the governor. All right, now I'm going to play devil's advocate. As I think most Factor viewers know, I'm a staunch supporter of Israel. Not a blind supporter, but I believe that Israel is important to the United States, and I believe that it is a nation of freedom that provides sanctuary to the Jewish people who are persecuted all over the world. So I am a staunch supporter. That being said, can you prove that President Obama has disdain for the nation of Israel?
Well, when I was asked the question, why would President Obama show such disrespect toward Benjamin Netanyahu in particular and Israel in general, that was the only thing I could think of. Bill, here's some things to specifically mention. This is a president who has spent more time scolding Israel for building bedrooms in neighborhoods than he has scolding Iran for trying to build a nuclear bomb. This is a president who believes that Israel should go back to the pre-1967 borders. I'm not sure if he even knew what those borders were when he said that, because it would put Israel in an incredibly precarious position.
Security-wise.
Yes. Whether it would be a 7-mile gap between the enemies of Israel.
All right.
We would never tolerate such a deal like that.
Let me try to give you some perspective. And actually, the governor is an expert on Israel. He goes over there quite often and knows the country better than I do. He doesn't like Netanyahu's style. I mean, Obama's style is passive, is consensus, is get everybody together, give peace a chance. Netanyahu is a warrior. It's a matter of style here. So if a liberal were elected this week, I think Obama would have been happy and probably embraced Israel because they had a more genteel, let's use that word, leadership. So I don't think he's against the country so much. I just don't think he likes Netanyahu.
Well, let me take issue with the idea that this is just about style. I think it's about substance, because in President Obama's world, Israel is an aggressor. And I think it's absurd to think that somehow you can make a deal with the Iranians, who under the Ayatollahs have never, ever, ever kept a deal they've made. The Israelis, on the other hand, are expected to give up land for peace. When they have done that, they've lost the land, they have not gained peace. They're facing surrounding areas that want to destroy them, and they're facing an Iranian threat where the elected Iranian official leader says we want to wipe Israel off the face of the earth.
And you're making a powerful argument that President Obama misreads and doesn't understand what's going on over there. And I cannot disagree with that. However, the president has been clear in telling Israel and its leadership, you got to bend over backwards, or you're giving the terrorists more fuel. And you know that to be true. That you have to stop the West settlements on the West Bank, that you have to pull back, because if you don't, this is never, ever in a million years going to get better over there. And he has a point there.
No, I don't think he does, because I'll tell you, when Israel has given in, they lose ground.
But they're never going to get a deal unless they do something. You know that. Never.
But a bad deal is better. Is worse than no deal at all.
Well, then we'll agree. There's not going to be a deal. And then Obama desperately wants to hang his hat on some kind of deal, which is why he's making the Iranian overtures. Now, let me ask you this flat out.
All right. Okay.
Do you think that President Obama sympathizes with Muslims more than Jews?
I can't say that I know what he sympathizes with. I can just tell you that he acts with far more accommodation to the Iranians than he does to the Israelis, and that makes no sense to me.
Well, he fears them more. He fears that the Middle East is going to blow. He doesn't want to confront what's happening. He fears Iran. He's trying to appease Iran. Everybody knows that. He doesn't fear Israel because Israel's on our side, at least ostensibly.
Well, Bill, I think he is more concerned about his legacy and being the president that can bring Iran to the table and make a deal with them than he is about the existence of Israel. Israel is not fighting for an extra piece of real estate. They're fighting for their very lives. They've been chased all over this world before. The Jews have. They understand what an existential threat means. They know how many people would love to destroy them and annihilate them. They've had 4,000 rockets aimed into their civilian territory last summer by the Iranians Iranian-financed Hamas organization. So for them, this is not some abstract geopolitical discussion. This is survival, and that's why I believe that the president needs to recognize that our greatest ally in the Middle East is Israel. Interestingly enough, when they were crying in the White House the other night because Bibi Netanyahu was reelected, they were celebrating in the capitals of Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, Jordan, and Egypt, and as well as Kuwait. That's the difference.
All right, Governor, thank you very much.